8:14 and I'm making a video, people. Just for you. Just for you. I just came back from the dealership where on Saturday I drove off the lot, me and Pop, with my, wait for it, 2015, wait for it, Jeep Renegade Sport 4x4. Yes, people, the Jeep that I wanted is the Jeep that I got. It is a long story. So sit down, uh, because I'm not going to work tomorrow because there's going to be a major snowstorm. And the email already went out this morning or later this afternoon that the office will be closed and whatnot. So I'm just going to max and relax. So I want you to max and relax because I'm sure that all of you, well, unless you're living in like California or something, uh, those of you who are Easterners, we're going to be snowed in. So just sit back, chill out. Let me tell you about Lips of the Day and my new Jeep. Okay. Yes, Nancy got herself a Jeep. Okay. Okay. And I don't know how to implant the picture. So I'm going to just leave a link to show you a picture of what it is. It may not be mine. I didn't take a picture of mine, but I will show you a picture of what it looks like. So here we go, people. Lips of the Day, no liner, because this was a last minute situation. I picked this out this morning and I had to run out the door. So what I am wearing, it's okay. It's kind of sticky though, which I'm kind of surprised about, is the, where's the box? Did I throw away the box? Here's the box. The Urban Decay Vintage Vice Lipstick. And this is in the color Bruise. And this is Bruise, which I love very, very much. And this is Bruise. And I have a feeling it's melting for some reason. I don't know why. This is Bruise. See the tip? It looks like it's melting off. Because when I try to swipe it, like chunks of it, I don't know. It's very weird. But that is Bruise. And that is Bruise. There you go. It's got a little sheen to it. It's got sheen to it, but it's still a little drying. I don't understand. It is sheer. I don't know how they can call this sheer. It may be sheer on my hand, but it's definitely not sheer on my lips. But I don't mind because this is a Nancy lipstick, okay? I probably would have lined it with Night Moth or something to that effect, but I didn't have time for a liner. I just grabbed it and ran out the door. So that is Bruise, Urban Decay Bruise from the Vice line, Urban Decay Vintage Vice Lipstick. So there you go. Sit down. Let me tell you how this all began, okay? This whole Jeep situation. So, you know, Saturday I woke up and I knew that it was the end for my car. So, you know, I think I mourn my cars. I get attached to my cars now. 15 years. Hello? So I was mourning it. I was really mourning it because I knew that that was it. Pop and I are going car shopping and we have to drive off a lot with something. So he asked me, you know, he said, well, what do you want? I said, well, I really want a Jeep Renegade. So he said, oh, you want to be like your father. Your father got a Jeep. Now the daughter wants a Jeep. I said, well, you're the one that told me that I should get a Jeep because of the winter that's coming. So he said, well, yeah, because, you know. And I said, I remember you last year when I was shoveling my car out the driveway. You parked in the front of the house and you turned on the key and you just drove off, didn't even bother helping me. And he did too. And he said, well, that's what a Jeep can do. I said, oh, okay, just leave your daughter in the dust. So he said, so you want a Jeep? I said, yeah, but I know it's really going to be pricey. So I said, well, let's just look around. So we went to a dealership that was near where I got my Saturn. But you know, Saturn, they don't have Saturns anymore. So it had turned into a Toyota or something. So there was right next to it, because down on Fulton Avenue, I think it's Fulton Avenue in, I don't know if that's Lynbrook. I don't know. It's somewhere in like the tip of Long Island. There's like a street that has nothing but car dealerships. So we went into one that said Chrysler, Dodge, Jeep, Ram. So I said, oh, they sell everything here. So walked in and salespeople galore. I mean, it was a big shopping day for some reason for cars on Saturday. I think there was a sale for something. Oh, it was the Jeep Canvas. I think that's what it was. So they were trying to push that. They even tried to push it on me. I was like, no. So I saw a Jeep in the inside the dealership, and it was a Jeep Renegade. So I said, oh, I want to sit in it. So I sat in it, and I was like, oh, I can get used to this. It's high. I mean, it's very high. All Jeeps are high. Compared to a sedan, I've been sitting low for a long time. Ever since I've had cars, I've never driven a Jeep. I've never driven an SUV. So this was my first time. So I sat up high, and I was like, oh, wow, this is kind of cool. And you're like looking over, and I'm like, okay. I can get used to this. Now, I remember sitting in my father's Jeep. It felt different. My father's Jeep is a monster compared to this one. You know, it feels sturdy, and I held on to the wheel, and I was like, okay, this is good, because my father's wheel, I think it made sitting in my father's Jeep made me feel like I was a 5-year-old and my feet couldn't touch the pedals. That's how I felt. So sitting in the one in the dealership, the Renegade, I was like, oh, I felt good. You know, it felt good. I said, oh, and my father's like, that's the one you want, right? I said, yeah, that's the one I want. But it was a 2017. I knew I wasn't going to get no 2017, nothing. What? So I said, if they have this between the year, because I think Jeep Renegades came out in 2014. So I said, if they have 14, 15, 16, and it's a good price, we'll talk. So a guy came over, a salesperson came over, and we discussed. And he said, well, we have a couple of Jeep Renegades outside. And it was cold as hell Saturday. Cold as hell. He showed me one that was like a 2016. I think they were both 2016. And then I said, this is he said, you want the Jeep Renegade, right? I said, yeah, the Jeep Renegade Sport. He said, okay. So we were talking prices, and I mean, when he told me the price, I was like, oh, there's just no way in hell. I mean, he was really trying to work numbers and such, but everything that he was coming up with, you know, remember in my last video, I said, well, if I can't put down, like, if I can't go, if I have to go over 200 and something, I'm not going to go over it. This guy looked at me like, you want to pay how much for the payment? I said, I can't go over 230. So he said, so you're going to put 11,000 down. I looked at my father like, say what now? He said, well, if you want to pay the monthly of 230, that's about the amount that you need to put down. So, I mean, he worked. He tried his best, aside from giving it to me for free. I said, well, you know what? This isn't going to work for me. Because he kept coming out with like monthly. I said, oh, hell to the no. So then he said, well, you know, if you get the compass, is it a Canvas? No, it's a Jeep something, Canvas. I think that's what it is. He said, that one's for sale now, and we could work numbers that way. I said, I don't want that one. So he said, well, here's my card. And I was walking out the door, and then his boss came. And I guess the boss saw that he was losing clients. So he said, what's the problem? What's the problem? And he's a big dude. He was trying to push me to the canvas. I think that's what it is. I forget. Compass, canvas, whatever. Either way, I wasn't going to get it. So he saw that I was stern. I was digging my feet in, and I said, I'm not getting anything else other than a Jeep Renegade Sport. So, we talked. He didn't like what he was hearing. I didn't like what I was hearing. So I said, well, thank you very much. I really appreciate it. As I'm walking out the door again with Pop, their boss came. What's the problem? I see you walking out the door. What's the problem? So we had to explain the situation to him again. So he said, why don't you talk to your father, see if you can get something else out of him? I looked at him like, what, you think we come for money? No. I didn't say that, but I gave him a look. I said, well, I'll talk to my father, and, we'll probably be back, but I'm not driving anything out today because I just can't. So give me a card, give us a call, this and that. Okay, fine. So Pop saw that I was just like defeated. And he said, you know what, why don't we go to where I got my Jeep? Now, his Jeep was leased. I think he eventually bought it. He bought it out eventually. I said, well, where did you get your Jeep? He goes, come on, let's go for a drive. So all of this was in his Jeep, by the way. I wasn't going to drive my car. So we took a drive out to Inwood, New York. This is near Rockaway. It's a drive. So we got to the place, walked in, and there was a fast talking, she was fast talking. She was a fast talking salesperson, but she was like step 1 to get to the step 2 salesperson to get to the final financial dude. So she said, so you're going to drive something out today, right? I said, and she was talking real fast. I said, well, we'll see. I don't know. We'll see. So she said, what are you looking for? I said, I'm looking for a Jeep Renegade Sport. And I said, it could be between the year of 2014 when it first came out and 2016, but I'm not going to buy a this year one. So she said, so you looking for something used? I said, yeah, pre-owned, used, whatever the heck you want to call it. She said, oh, okay. She said, let me see what we got in the back. Sit tight, and I'll be back in a minute. Pop and I was sitting there. Sit tight. We were sitting there for like a half hour. So finally, she came out. She said, put your coat on. Come follow me. I said, well, where are we going? She goes, we've got one. I said, one what? She said, we've got one Jeep Renegade Sport 4x4 automatic transmission. I said, okay. She goes, you don't care about color, right? I said, no, not really. So she said, okay, because it's kind of like a silver. I said, oh, okay. This is all before I had put my eyes on it. We were walking, going through cars in between. They had parked it like in the back. So she said, well, here it is. And I'm looking at it. And it was like angels. Oh. I stood there and I was like, oh, she is gorgeous. And my father, he was standing next to me. He had his hands in his pocket. He saw the smile on my face. And then he started to smile. He said, come on, let's go for a test drive. And she said, here's the key. Let's go for a test drive. So I was like, stop, start. Because first of all, the brake is extraordinarily sensitive. Like you just tap it and it stops. So I had to eventually kind of learn. I said, okay, this is the amount of pressure to like ease to a stop. So we went around a couple of blocks, a couple of times, and then drove it back. And she said, how does it feel? I said, oh, I like this. I like this a lot. She goes, okay, it's yours. I said, wait a minute. Pump the brakes on that one. She said, it's yours. You're going to be driving off the lot with it today. I said, what, you just giving it for free? I'm just going to drive off with it? You're going to give me the keys? So she started to laugh and she said, no, but let's work some numbers. So she said, I'm going to transfer you over to my boss, the big kahuna, the money dude, in the little office in the back. So she said, sit tight. He's with somebody right now. And as soon as he's free, okay. In the meantime, she said, oh, I'll just get some paperwork for you to fill out. I said, well, hold up. She said, no, this is preliminary stuff. Just fill it out. If you don't want this Jeep, we tear it up, shred it. It's as if you weren't here. I said, well, okay. Pop and I were signing our life away. Sign, X here, sign. She wanted my license and license and registration. Pop's license and registration. I said, oh, Pop, it looked like we're going. He said, you're going to go out. You're driving off the lot with a car. I said, but I never. He said, you're going to get this car. So I said, oh, well, okay. After we had signed, I felt like we had signed our life away. I said, I felt like I was buying a house. So she took all the paperwork away. She called the DMV. She put the registration on put the Jeep there and everything. She said, if you don't drive this Jeep off, like I said, we'll shred it off and your registration remains the same. So I said, okay. She said, but you're driving off with it. I said, okay, well, from your lips to God's ears. Then it was time to talk to the money dude in the back office. This man was not going to let Pop and I leave without keys in our hand, driving that Jeep away. Work numbers. He said, can you do this month? I said, oh, hell to the no. I can't, no. There's work. He goes, well, what did you used to pay before? And I said, well, my car is mine. I don't have any more payments on it. And it's old and it's 15 years old. And he goes, I understand. He said, your father's going to help you out, right? And my father's like, yes, I'm going to help her out. I said, thank you, Pop. So we worked what he could afford, what I could afford, what we could afford together. Next thing you know, he said, okay, congratulations. I mean, he gave us papers. Sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here, sign here, here, sign here, sign here, sign over here, flip the page, sign here, sign over there, sign here, initial over here, initial down the street, initial. Let me tell you something. Papa and I walked out of this house on Saturday at 12 noon. We did not come back into this house until 9:30 p.m. Driving back to the house with my Jeep. I had to follow Pop because I didn't know where the hell I was going, and I didn't have my Garmin with me, so I drove in the driveway. Pop parked in the street, and I drove in the driveway behind my Saturn. And I'm looking at my Saturn like, sorry, babe, you gotta go. So right before we left the dealership, the girl really wanted me to get new plates for some reason. I said, no, I've been driving with the same plates since my very first car. I'm not changing my plates. So she said, okay, well, you're going to have to drive home with a temporary plate. You're going to have to take the plates off of your car and drive back. So either you want to put them. I said, no, I'm not going to put them. You guys will put the plates on. So she said, well, you have to come back anyway to pay off the amount. I said, yeah. So we do that on Monday, which was today. So after work, because I drove to work with my Jeep, and my supervisor, because she remembered me standing out in the street on Friday night, waiting after work, waiting for the taxi. She said, so what happened this weekend? I said, well, my new Jeep is outside in the parking lot. She said, oh, you got a new Jeep? I said, yes, I do. I have been grinning like this all damn day. Ever since Saturday night. The grin hasn't left my lips. I feel like the Joker. Just grinning, constantly grinning. So today after work, I picked Pop up And we drove to the dealership, paid off whatever we had to pay off. They put the license plates on my Jeep. Listen to me, on my Jeep. And Pop and I just came home. We just came home. There is like a bar, a holding bar on the passenger side. It's up against the frame of the car, right? Like here's the driving wheel for me, and on the passenger side there's a bar. Out of everything in the Jeep, my father has fallen in love with the bar, because every time he holds on to it, he goes like this, like a little kid. He goes, "I love this bar. This is great." I said, "Pop, please don't break the bar. Don't break the bar off the." He goes, "This is awesome. It feels sturdy." I said, "Yes." I said, "You know what you look like? You look like a little kid that's taking a ride on a Ferris wheel or something." He goes, "That's it. It's the bar and the Ferris wheel." I said, "Okay, well, we're not on a Ferris wheel, Pop." He was cracking me up all day. So I am the owner of a 2015 Jeep Renegade Sport. The color is called Glacier Metallic, or Metallic Glacier, or something like that. It's basically a light silver. That's really what it is. It's a light silver, almost close to a white, but it's not white. Yeah. Like at night, it looks like it's white, but in the daytime, it's silver. It's basically silver, people. So there you go. I'm going to be sleeping with this green. And tomorrow is the snowstorm. So I'm not driving anywhere. I'm not going to test drive when I go back to work, I'll test drive this in the snow then. I'm not a crazy fool, okay? It's just going to sit there. But I know, I feel strongly about the fact that when I back up, I won't have to go back forward. Like if I'm in a car, just back it up like my father does. He just drives off. Like the snow plows, they close you in sometimes. And Pop will just shovel out whatever and then just drive off. When he did that last year, I was like, oh, for real? He's not even going to ask if I'm going to be okay or anything. He just, see you, bye. Yeah, bye. I'll still be here shoveling my way out. That's okay. So I guess I'll be just driving out, just get rid of the snow that's in the way, in the back of the wheels, and just drive off. Just like my father. So, hey, the apple doesn't fall far from the tree. I never knew I would be an SUV person ever. I thought I would be a sedan person, a Saturn sedan person for the rest of my life, until Saturn just said, we don't make Saturns anymore. I was like, oh, damn. But when I saw the Jeep Renegade, I was like, this is a cute little Jeep. It's not massive. It's definitely not as big as my father's car. I mean, it's little baby Jeep compared to my father's Papa Jeep, which, like I said, I'm the baby. He's the Papa. So baby Jeep next to Papa Jeep. So yeah, so we're a Jeep family now. I put a picture of those of you who are my Facebook friends. Y'all already know what the picture looks like. So it's that same picture. That picture is white. I'm going to try to find one in silver or in the color. But I've looked for one in that color, and I can't find one. So the picture that my Facebook family has seen, I'm going to post also. So because I don't know, I don't know how to insert photos in the video. I have to learn that too, but not right now, because you know what? It's 8:38. I'm hungry as hell. I have not eaten anything since lunch. And by the way, a coworker of mine won a chili cook-off thing, and it was posted in the weekly, or is it bi-monthly or monthly you know, little pamphlet from our law firm. And I was like, excuse you, but this chili that you're known for, I am a chili aficionado. And he goes, oh, really? I said, oh, hell yeah. I eat chili. You might as well just call me chili because you know. He goes, oh, okay. I see what you're saying. I said, I would like to test your chili out. He goes, okay. So that was Friday. I had talked to him about it Friday. And he said, okay, this weekend. I said, really? You going to make some chili? He said, yeah, I'll make it. I'll make it for you. I was like, oh. I had it for lunch, people. I have some still because he made a big like Pyrex, not the long Pyrexes, but a small Pyrex, and he filled it to the brim. And he said, your chili is in the refrigerator. I said, well, thank you very much. So I thought I was going to eat the whole damn, as hungry as I was come lunchtime, I thought I was going to eat the whole damn thing. I said, oh, hell to the no, I can't eat all of this. I called him up and I said, your chili is phenomenal. And I wasn't kissing his ass. This chili, OMG, I'm going to eat the rest of it tonight. I don't care. I'm not going anywhere tomorrow. I can stay up until dawn now. I'm going to eat the rest of that tonight. So, yeah. So, that's what I'm going to have for dinner tonight. Okay. So I need to go now because I'm starving as hell and it's almost half an hour and I have filled you in on everything. This is Lips of the Day. You don't expect to see me tomorrow because, hello, I don't even know if you'll see me on Wednesday because, hello. We shall see what happens, people. I'm still going to wake up tomorrow with the alarm to call in the office just to make sure, even though it'll be snowing, cats and dogs, I just need to make sure. Because, you know, at the old place, even though it was snowing cats and dogs, they still made us go there until 11 o'clock. And then they said, oh, the office is closed. Why did you bother asking us to come in the first place? But that was the old place. This is the new place. So we shall see. Okay? So if you don't see me tomorrow, then you'll know. She ain't going anywhere. She didn't go anywhere. But if you see me tomorrow, ew, they made us come to work. So that is it, people. That is it. That is all. I am a Jeep owner now because there was no leasing either. So that's okay. You can't lease an old year. You have to lease the year of. So yeah, the lease situation wasn't gonna work out for me either. But that's okay. I own the damn car now. Well, I don't own it. The bank really owns it, but I will be paying the monthly. Oh, I have to go there. And by the way, I did go over the 230 that I set up. Yeah, I'm a couple of hundred over. But Pop said he would help me. I love my father to death, people. Y'all just don't know. And it's not because, but he always comes through for me. He has never said no to me. I guess in that respect, I'm spoiled, but I've never like demanded something. I've said, this is what I would like. And if he could, he could. If he couldn't, he said, I'm sorry, I couldn't. I've had no been said to me before, yes. But I mean, a Jeep and he's going to help me. So, yeah. I'm a very fortunate woman. Very fortunate indeed. But I'm a Jeep owner, people. Yes, I'm a Jeep owner. I am a Jeep owner. So the picture, let me show you the picture. Hold on. Hold on. I'll be right back. Okay, here I am. I printed out a picture. Here it is. But that's not the color I got, obviously, because I just told you. But this is it. Yep. This is my Jeep. That's the Jeep Renegade. But that's not the color. Not the color, but that's the Jeep. I'm so happy. I'm just so happy. I'm just so happy. Okay? I'm happy as hell. I'm happy as hell. I've had this on my board, on my Vision board. Vision boards work, people. Vision boards work. But this one, I don't know why I was thinking of buying a Trailhawk. This was a Trailhawk. But the Trailhawk is the same design as the Renegade Sport. This is Renegade Trailhawk. But it's the exact same thing, but they have different interiors. The Trailhawk has a different interior than the Sport does. The Sport is less money, by the way, which is another reason why I wanted the Sport. So, oh, yes, indeedy do. Yes, indeedy do. So, I'm very, very thrilled, very, very happy. I'm going to be happy for a very, very long time. The first payment that comes in is April 25th. Mom is playing a trick on me because that is her birthday. So every 25th of every month will be the payment that I have to make for the car. But as soon as I asked, I said, so when is the first payment? He said, April 25th. I looked up in heaven just for a little bit. Mom is laughing. She's laughing hysterically because that is her birthday. So yeah, okay. So it all worked out, people. It all worked out. Anybody else who owns a Jeep, let me know so we could discuss. Okay. All right, people. That is it. That is all. I have rambled on far too long. This is Lips of the Day. This is Urban Decay's Bruise. It's a sheer lipstick and one of the Vice lipsticks. Okay, Vice Vintage. I don't know what that means. Urban Decay Vice Vintage, but there you have it, and that's what it looks like. That is the shade. That is the shade. Sheer, I don't know about sheer. Maybe I put it on too thick. I don't know, but this is not really sheer for me. However, I do like the look a lot. And that is it. That is all. I am going to max and relax and chill out for the next 24 to 48 hours. Okay? I love you. I love my YouTube family. Hit me up. Let me know what you think about the lips, and let me know what you think about my Jeep. By the way, that color that I just showed you, they don't make that color anymore. I don't care. I don't care. Anyway, the color that I have is beautiful. It's metallic glacier. Very fancy, hoity-toity. It's silver. Okay. I love you. Bye now. Be safe. For those who are going to be caught up in the storm, be safe. Okay? That's all I ask. It's just for you to be safe. Okay? I'll talk to you when I talk to you. I love you. Bye.